All right, so the plan for today is to cut out the body on the bandsaw, and after that, shape it in the table router. I don't think today I'm gonna be doing any of the routes, any of the pickups, or even the carvings and all this stuff, because I don't really feel that I'm ready quite yet for that. What I want to do after I finish shaping the body is to work on the neck, and just on the neck for maybe even a couple of days until I get it good to go, like fretboard glued, all that good stuff. The reason being is because I want to be able to measure the scale properly, and I want to have a body that I can, you know, put the neck into, measure each string, measure the position of the saddles, do all that stuff before I begin routing anything. I have a suspicion that I might have to move this pickup a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, maybe move it forward just a tiny bit, or even I was considering even putting it at an angle, just because it's something that I've seen quite a bit on multi-scale guitars. But that's still up in the air. I don't know yet if that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, so that is the plan. All right, so I finished cutting out the body, and right now I just got done gluing the template to it. And of course, I'm not doing that permanently. This is the template I showed you guys on the previous video, and using the blue tape with the super glue trick. So now it's nice and firm, good to go, and I can take this over to the router table and begin doing the final shape. So this is why it's so important to plan everything ahead of time. I was just working on this neck right now, and I got it down to the thickness where that we usually make the necks at, which is 22 millimeters. And I was getting ready to glue my template, the one that I've been using forever, on it, and cut it out, when all of a sudden it hit me. This is not going to work. And it's not going to work because this template is the one that I use for 25.5-inch scale guitars. Now, one of the plans, or the plan, is to make this a multi-scale, 26 on the bass, 25 on the treble, which means that the neck needs to be a little bit longer. So yeah, time to make a new master template. So it's been a few days since the last video. We had a crazy situation happen here at the farm. Well, not at the farm, the whole county. We had some crazy rain, the whole place flooded. I had some minor damage to the roof of the shop, and I just got done cleaning that. But besides that, the shop is fine. I wish I could say the same thing about my house, but that's a whole nother story. So today, resuming the build, I started working on the template, and this is what I currently have going on. This is the blank that I showed earlier in the video. This is going to be the same video for you, different day for me. And this is the new template that I'm going to be using to route out the neck. Now, I'm sure you can see there's some lines that I drew on the neck that are very important for this build, because since I'm doing a multi-scale, I want to know where the fretboard's going to end. And so all those measurements are done. This is where the neck meets the pickup route right there. And this is where the fretboard ends. So this part's going to be recessed into the body. Well, that's the plan at least. And this is where, this would be fret 0, I guess you could call, or where the nut is, if I'm going to do it that way. Even though I think I'm going to do the fret 0. So that's that. And it's, again, the blue tape trick is good to go on my blank. I'm gonna head over to the bandsaw now, cut this out, and finish it on the router table. All right, so using the template, as I showed before, I was able to cut the neck, I transferred all the lines, and got all good to go. But now, you might be asking, how is it that I'm gonna route the truss rod channel? And for that, I'm gonna be using this little jig here that of course, I said I was gonna improve, so here's a couple of improvements that I made for it. The way that this works is really, really simple. You put the neck in here, and I got a couple of shims that I'm using as to not mar the neck, and I would grab these eye bolts and adjust the neck, get it really nice and tight in there, and in the center of the jig. Then the router with the right bit would go right into here, and it's supposed to be tight so that it doesn't move sideways like that. And then of course you would route the channel. So it's a really simple jig. It can take you maybe 40 minutes to make it if you take your time. Obviously, accuracy is key, but all you need is 4 eye bolts, some melamine or something that you know is stable. It could be plywood, but it has to be something that you know it's not gonna move on you. And that's it. Is this the best way to make necks? I don't know, but it does save the potatoes, like we say, if you cut the neck before routing the channel. All right, so I think that's gonna wrap up the second video of the series. I don't want to make these too long because I know people just tune out. But I am really happy how things worked out. This part had me really nervous, but it worked, so I'm really happy about that. And the next video is gonna be about the fretboard. That's going to be quite different, at least for me, because we're doing multi-scale. But I'm going to share a website that I found that makes all the math super simple in case you want to try building a multi-scale yourself. All right, so that's it for me. Be good.